You've probably done some version of the positioning exercise, the ideal client profile, the value prop statement, and maybe even hired someone to help you figure it out. It might have helped a little, but it didn't fix the actual problem. Nobody still knows who you are. There's a gap between being clear and being known, and most of the advice stops at clarity. I'm Kurt Schmidt from Schmidt Consulting. I help agencies build systems that attract clients instead of chasing them. What I want to share today is a simple filter for your content. 3 categories: pain, path, and proof. The 3 Ps. Easy to remember. Get the balance right, and you stop being invisible to the people who actually need you. Let's start with pain. Pain content shows people you understand their struggle, not at a surface level, deep down. When you describe someone's problem so well they feel like you've been spying on them, they pay attention. They assume that if you understand it that well, you probably know how to fix it. And many agencies skip this part. They jump straight into talking about what they do. We build websites, we run campaigns, we write code. But nobody wakes up wanting a website. They wake up wondering why they're not getting leads, why their pipeline feels random, and why prospects of theirs disappear. Here's the trick. Go deeper than the surface problem. A client says they need a new website. Okay, but why? Their current one isn't getting leads. Why? It doesn't speak to the right people. Why? They never got clear on who they're for. Why? They're scared to turn anyone away. That last layer is your content. Agencies stay generic because saying no to some client feels like, well, no to money. Now, you're not talking about websites. You're talking about fear, and that's pain content. Okay, so that's pain. Most agencies are sitting on something even more powerful and doing nothing with it, and that is path. Path content shows how you think, not your whole playbook, just enough to prove that you have one. Most agency content sounds the same. Path content is different. It's your take, your filters, your weird process, the questions you ask before you even start. Instead of a generic post about proposals, talk about the one question you always ask before you send one. That's your thinking on display. It helps people self-select. They either like your approach or they don't. Both are fine. The other part of path is sharing your journey, not just the wins. The stuff that flopped, the services you dropped, then the pivots you made along the way. There's a design agency that started posting about project postmortems, what worked, what didn't work, what they do differently. These posts did better than their polished case studies because they showed how the team actually thinks. And to be honest, they were more interesting. That kind of honesty stands out. It shows you're real and not a marketing robot. There's one more piece: proof. Proof is how you show this stuff actually works. People need to see results before they'll believe it'll work for them. You could nail their pain. You could show a brilliant process. But until someone sees it working for someone like them, there's always going to be doubt. Proof isn't just testimonials. Those help, but there's more. Before and after examples. Show where someone started and then where they ended up. The transformation, and not just the result. And be careful when you're doing these to not make your past clients look like they're idiots or something. Use specific numbers. If they went from 12 leads a month to 47, say that. Do you not track that? Well, start doing it today. Don't round it off into something vague like we tripled their leads. Screenshots, client messages, comments on social. These feel raw, real, more polished than case studies. Implementation examples. Show how a client actually used your framework. That can help them answer the question of whether or not this would work for them too. And here's one tip. Capture proof before you need it. Set a reminder to check in with past clients a few months after a project. Ask what results they've seen. Screenshot the good stuff when it happens. Otherwise, you're scrambling for proof when you need to sell. And that's the worst time to start looking for it. So, how does this all fit together? You don't need to hit all 3 every single week, but over time, you're going to want some balance. Too much pain and no path? You look like you only understand problems, but not the solutions. Too much path and no proof? You seem more theoretical. Too much proof and no pain. When you hit all 3 consistently, people start to remember you. They see you talking about the same problems, the same approach, and getting the same results over and over, and that reputation makes you stick. The agencies that get this balance right stop chasing. Clients start coming to them. Sales calls are easier because the prospect already knows how they think. If you've done the positioning work, just don't stop there. Clarity gets you ready, recognition gets you clients. Here's something you can do this week. Look at your last 10 posts or videos. Categorize each one: pain, path, or proof. Most agencies I work with find they're heavy in one area and missing another completely. And that imbalance is often why content isn't turning into conversations. If you want to go deeper on building a system where clients come to you, check out my book, The Attraction Agency. Links in the description. I'm Kurt Schmidt. Thanks for watching.